It was week 2 of CAF Supergroup action last weekend. Some blowouts, some surprises, all the action coming up in just a moment. This is CAF TV. Hey folks, Alex Bastiavansky here, bringing you all the latest from the Canadian Academy of Football. Tons of highlights for you this week. Also, Kevin DeSerpa, the head of Jenga Academy, is going to join me in studio, along with his new goalkeeper coach, former Scottish League pro, Luke Bernstingle. If I got the name properly there. First, though, Supergroup highlights, and you couldn't have asked for a better setup for the first day of games than last Saturday. Sunny, warm, birds chirping, parents cheering. Sunday ended up being a monsoon, but we'll ignore the negative stuff for now. Supergroup action kicked off Saturday morning with the under-13 group as One Touch Academy took on the boys from Burlington.
Burlington was in for a world of hurt on this day against the One Touch crew, who are out of Hamilton, actually. Pick it up in the first. One Touch already up 1-0. Dennis Nizri skies for the header and puts it past the keeper. 2-0 for One Touch. Soon after, they were at it again. Christian Kasishin collects and coolly slides it home. One Touch making it look way too easy. They were up 3-0 at the break. Second half action, it got a lot worse for Burlington. Kasishin back at it. He shrugs off the B-Town defense, smacks it into the net. 4-0, One Touch. 5 minutes later, Aiden Espiritu decides to go for a little stroll. Saunters right through the B-Town backline. In it goes. One Touch fully in control, leading 5-0 at that point. Poor Burlington keeper Thomas Noonan under fire all game long. Mason Petrucci dances around in here. Nothing but daylight in front of him. 6-0 One Touch, and then off the ensuing kickoff, it's Petrucci again. It's actually his third of the game, so a hat trick for the young sniper, and it's 7-0. One more for One Touch. Kasishin, this kid's got the moves. Tough angle, top shelf to make it 8. Kudos to Noonan, though. He did all he could to keep it from getting even worse. He had some big stops in the game there. He makes 2 more biggies. 8-0 final, though. One Touch keeper Eden Blagic nearly fell asleep at the other end, but he liked what he saw from the squad on the day.
Yeah, they played very well. We passed the ball very well, and we kept possession, and we had some very nice shots.
Okay, Toronto Youth taking on Canadian Soccer Club in the under-20 division. Lots of goals in this one as well. Taesung Park gets things going as he makes a sweet little 1v1 move right there and hammers it past the keeper. Toronto up by a 1-0 count. The score was 2-0 when Canada gets a golden chance here. Handball called in the box for that right there. They would put Enzo Quadrado on the spot. He makes no mistake, pounding it home, and CSC cuts the deficit in half to 2-1. But right back comes Toronto. Nice passing. Finally, it will be Luis Silva tickling the twine. 3-1 for Toronto Youth. Second frame, they'd really pour it on. Jake Wimmer with the sublime header off the free kick that finds daylight right there to put Tio up by 3. And then Silva threads the needle to Joseph Macron. Toronto running away with it, up 5-1 at that point. But CSC would get its second penalty of the game soon after, as the Toronto player chops his man down in the box. Santiago Velasquez from the spot will make no mistake, and it's a 5-2 football game. Tio comes right back, though. Jared Rosas puts the rebound into the open net right there. Afterwards, Toronto Youth happy with their overall performance.
It was a pretty rough game for both sides. I think our first game of the season. So took some time to get warmed up for the boys to get used to the league structure and things like that. But it slowly got going, and it was a good game for both sides.
Okay, the KW boys, Jenga, taking on Brampton United in under-13 action. Pick it up in the second half, scoreless to this point. Nicholas Linares puts home the corner kick, and it's 1-0 for Jenga. But then Brampton's Joseph Boakier, I hope I said that right, sorry if I didn't, scores one of the goals of the week. Gorgeous shot, all knotted up at 1 apiece. And then late in the half, Andy Lamontagne just turns on the Jets here, and he will go top shelf, and City lead 2-1, and then they would ice it. Nice passing here. Lamontagne, the mountain man, takes the feed off the wing and makes it a 3-1 final. Jingle coach Kevin DeSerpa, though, philosophical after the game.
What we have to do now is just recuperate and keep working hard, and that's it. You know, winning and losing, everybody wants to win, but you must lose because one team has to come out as the loser. But you know, the kids fought hard, the other team fought hard, and that's what we're here for, is to have good experiences with games, winning or losing. It's always the best to win, of course, but some team has to lose, and today that was us.
Welcome back to CAF TV. Chantilly Forever is starting its second season as a CAF Supergroup member, and the organization has really been a great story. With top-notch training and coaching, the group has emerged as a force in Ontario soccer, not just from a winning perspective, but also when it comes to moving players on to the next level. On Saturday, though, the under-16s faced CAF newcomer Maccabi Soccer, who immediately made it clear that they'll be a powerful addition to the CAF Supergroup.
Not a ton of fantastic chances in this game, as both squads are still getting their feet wet a bit. All the scoring comes late in the first half. Kyle Wimmer, 26 yards out, and finally just says to heck with it, gives it a go, and good choice. In it goes, and Maccabi leads by a 1-0 count, but Chantilly would equalize before the half. Mark Diani feeds Raf Pinzin, who just takes it from there. He does all the heavy lifting, and Maccabi just sitting back a bit too much there. Chantilly makes it a 1-1 soccer game. Second half, again, not a lot of clear chances, but Maccabi did control the play mostly. Mark Benhamu breaks in. Just can't slide it past Matthew Lepenta, though. So 1-1 your final. Hard-fought game. Afterwards, Mitchell Rubenstein stopped by, and he thought his boys played pretty well overall in the afternoon.
Yeah, everyone was really trying to push today. I think it was their first game, so they really wanted to come out here and get a win, but I think we showed we can win here, and yeah, I think it was good. We were dominating the second half. We had all the possession. We just needed to get some finishes in there, but most of us are coming back from injury, so it's the best we can do. So yeah.
Mississauga United was pretty much the team of the year in CAF in 2016. In their inaugural Supergroup season, United ran the table in the under-16 group, going undefeated and obviously capturing the title in the process. But they didn't stop there. In their end-of-season exhibition against TFC Academy, United dropped the Reds by a 3-1 count. So expectations are high for Mississauga as this season kicks off. And they've got teams in 2 different divisions this year. And the under-20s faced off against Chantilly on Saturday.
Yeah, Chantilly got caught up in the vortex that is Mississauga United, unfortunately. It was just tough going all day for them. Early on, Jacob Fashanu turns Dakota Wellburn inside out, smokes it home to make it 1-0 United. Much more to come from them. Soon after, Cairo Kaur does the same thing to Andrea Mula, and he will deposit to make it 2-0 for Mississauga. The boys from Hamilton would get one back, though. Indirect free kick in the box, and they make no mistake as they convert, and they cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. Chantilly, though, getting burned by its own sloppiness as much as anything on this day. Giveaway, Rashawn Walks isn't about to pass that up, and Mississauga leads by a 3-1 count. Second half now, Walks. Just look at the speed here. Turning on the Jets. He makes it 4-1 for United. And then it's Walks again, completing the hat trick as he dances through the Chantilly backline and makes it 5-1 Mississauga at that point. Cairo Kaur, though, must have been getting a little reluctant to give Walks all the spotlight. He parks himself out front here. And watch him unleash an absolutely vicious header, leaving the keeper no chance. 6-1 for the boys in blue. The Reds managed to scratch and claw for one more, though. Israel Perrin going to work. He feeds King Wedderburn, who smacks it home. And right here, this will make it a 6-2 deficit. Again, though, Missy comes right back. Jacob Carlos with the free kick, and oh, that is pretty sweet. Possibly the play of the week. United would add one more on a penalty kick, and the man with the hat trick stopped by to chat afterwards.
We played well. It was a shaky start. That first goal was a little sloppy, but we picked it up from there. I was glad to score 3 goals on my debut, and it was a good team performance in the end.
Okay, some open group action for you. Mississauga taking on Toronto United. I cannot tell a lie. This was a bit of an ugly game. Morgan Copeland with one of the better chances here for Toronto. Smokes it just wide of the post, though, and then it's Mississauga on the attack again, right into the waiting arms of the keeper, though. And then the best chance of the game right here. Andrea Ocampo rings it off the iron, so scoreless at the half. There was lots of physical play. This was incidental. 2 boys knocking heads, going for the ball. They were calling for the Advil after that one, and there were a few red cards doled out as well. Augustin Demedian takes a little swipe at the United player, gives him the stone-cold stare down. Red card. That one finished up scoreless. Some CAF news to catch up on. A reminder, open tryouts for the Southampton Cup taking place in the UK are starting in June. It's going to be a fantastic event. Some big teams in it. Check out cafsoccer.com for more information. And the BioSteel Canada Cup taking place from August 5th through the 7th. And of course, the under-16 Supergroup final to be played at BMO Field. It's going to be fantastic. Head to the BioSteel Cup website for more information on the upcoming events.
Welcome back to CAF Television. Alex Bastivansky here in the studio, joined by the boys from Jenga, back in the studio again. Kevin DeSerpa, the owner of Jenga Academy, and the new goalkeeper coach, who is, let me get the last name right, it's Bernstengel, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
I got it right. Luke Bernstengel. I just want to point out one thing really quick here. Kevin and I are not that short. Luke is 6'4". It kind of helps as a former goalie, I'm sure, but just a bit tall.
Just a bit.
But boys, welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having us.
First and foremost, let's just break down the essentials of, well, first of all, what exactly Jenga is, because the name is interesting enough.
Yeah.
Tell us about Jenga, where it came from, and how it got started.
Well, Jenga is a name that I took from the Brazilian language, and it means movement and body sway and sneakiness. I want to relay that to the type of players that we train at the academy. And I started Jenga Academy because I knew that I could come back and teach kids something. I could coach them, I could educate them, and in the end I could give them tremendous opportunities that weren't available for me when I was their age.
And Luke is the new goalkeeper coach.
Yeah.
And tell us about yourself. You're a former professional yourself.
Yeah, that's correct.
With quite the background, an Oakville boy, born and raised, and then over in Europe for a bit. I'm talking here. I'm not even letting him explain. So explain. Tell us about your background.
Yeah, no, I am an Oakville boy and grew up playing with Oakville Soccer Club, and then moved on to TFC Academy, and then got the chance to go play abroad in Scotland with a few teams. And then now I've been back. A former colleague of us both got in touch with me and said, Kevin's looking for a goalkeeper coach, and Kevin and I got in touch, and it's just been clicking. We have all the same ideas and same mentality, so it's perfect.
Well, you guys have had a lot of success in your time over the last few years, and you've started sending some players over to the next level, whether it be over to Europe, whether it be just up to the next level in general. We were going to talk about a couple of them. Yeah. We were going to talk about Noah, and it's Niemic, right?
Yes.
Noah Niemic. Noah had to correct me a few times last year on the proper pronunciation. Yeah. Fernando Estrada being another. Mm-hmm. But these are two guys who we've had the pleasure of filming over the last couple of seasons in CAF. Scored some of the best goals we've seen. Talk about what they're doing right now.
They're both training right now with me and preparing for the next stage. I sent them to Penafiel, one of my former clubs that I was playing at, and Noah was there for 3 weeks, and Fernando was there for 2 weeks. Both of them great feedback. The club wants them there for the next season, so we're just going through that to see how that's going to go through. Everything looks very positive. Fernando's a little bit older, so it's a little bit easier, but both of them are in the same situations where Penafiel in Portugal wants them both to come back.
Fantastic. So as a guy who was in Europe yourself, of course, you're a former professional playing in Europe.
Yes.
You came back from Scotland.
Yeah.
Jenga and what they offer and what you've seen. I mean, are you excited from what you've seen so far?
Yeah.
Is he putting them through the necessary steps that they're going to need to be successful when they go to that next level and possibly over to Europe?
Yeah, completely. Like I said, when I first came in, like it just clicked. We had the same ideas. You know, it was very professional. The kids all want to pursue something abroad, and that's what we're preparing them for, and that's what Kevin's been preparing them for. And it's just going to be continuing that motion. I'm really happy with where it's going.
Right. From what you've seen so far this year, what just finished second week of play, are you happy from what you've seen so far from your teams? You mentioned a couple of tough losses, but of course, as you mentioned, it's more than just the wins and the losses, right? So
of course, it goes back to why we're in CAF. We are in CAF because in my region, KW, the competition is not very strong for our academies. And so I've joined CAF in the GTA, where there's much more competition, much more exposure. There's TFC right there, right beside our games, right beside our field. So giving that exposure to the kids is a bonus, actually, to be honest. The competition is greater. The kids want it more down here. So CAF is perfect for everybody. It's a great standard. It also sets a platform where kids can learn, can compete, can be challenged. And also CAF offers many different opportunities, like the trips and the CAF United going to Dubai. You know, these are unbelievable opportunities for kids. So CAF is doing a great job, and that's why we're in here.
we've got just about a minute left, but I have to point out, of course, as I do every year when Kevin's on, this man right here, quite the freestyler, former professional career, of course, but your skills are absolutely unbelievable. And just talk about the freestyling, and we're going to show some of the YouTube videos as well, of course, about some of the stuff you do. But we've got about 40 seconds, so just talk about that and some of the stuff you take part in.
Well, freestyle for me is something just really fun. Tricks with the ball and having enjoyment. I've played in Brazil, so that comes from there. The freestyle tricks gives kids like Noah and kids Fernando and kids Logan that have been players in Jenga. It gives them this other flair, right. And they can do things. And we have proof of videos that we've shown in the past of kids doing these things. And even me, I'm sitting there saying, "Wow."
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. And honestly, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you for making the trip all the way in from KW, by the way. And we'll see you guys on the weekend for the next round of games. More CAF TV coming up in just a moment. Welcome back to CAF TV. The name Toronto, Croatia is synonymous with soccer success in this country. The oldest professional club in Canada, dating all the way back to 1956, the Croats have won countless trophies, including the 1976 North American Soccer League title under the banner of Toronto Metros Croatia. Now, last season, they were a charter member of the first ever CAF Men's Open Supergroup, where, not shockingly, they were the champs. So they know all the teams will be gunning for them this year, and they kicked off their season against newcomers Rise SC on Sunday.
Now, Rise may be a newcomer, but they turned a few heads for sure against the powerful Croats. We pick it up in the second half after a scoreless opening half. Yuri Glavina feeds Malcolm McDonald, but that pesky crossbar gets in the way and keeps it out. Croatia kept finding the iron. Glavina spins, hammers a beauty, but once again it finds the post. This time, though, Mateo Belsic right there to pounce on the rebound, and Toronto leads 1-0. But Rise gets it right back. Corner kick, beautiful header to knot it up at one apiece. And then, soon after, again off a corner, Sage Reed puts head to ball, and it's Rise up 2-1. And then Thomas Sisko will get dropped inside the box. Reed goes to the line, and Cooley deposits to make it 3-1. That was the final score. Afterwards, Reed talked about his team's strong play on the evening against the powerful Croatians.
Honestly, today my team played very well. It was our first game, our first time everybody came out, and we played very well. We played as a team, we played organized. It was a very good game. Honestly, it's just hard work paying off, man, You put in the time, and obviously the work's going to pay off when you play the games.
Okay, Toronto Atomic was facing Supergroup newbies Clarkson Sunday and refused to take it easy on them. Pick it up in the second half Atomic already up 1-0. Bogdan Polichkov with these sweet moves. Hits Stas Katana out front. And the boys in yellow are up 2-0. Soon afterwards, Nazari Drahan somehow slides through half the Clarkson squad. Slots it home to give Atomic the commanding 3-0 lead. One of the goals of the week. And then Ivan Sozanski turns on the Jets. Finds daylight past the keeper to make it a 4-goal bulge for Toronto. It was 5-0 a few minutes later when Atomic put on a passing clinic. 4 beautiful passes leading up to the finish. Clinical. 6-0 at that point, and then off the corner kick, the keeper can't handle the ball here. Toronto pounces to make it a 7-goal advantage. Mercifully, that's all the damage they would do on the day, as it ends up as a 7-0 final. Okay, one more. Not a super group game. Under 16 elite for you now. Milton versus Lions. Second half, Milton leading 3-1. Corner kick and oops. Own goal for Lions. It happens. 4-1 Milton, and they nearly make it 5, but the pass just out of reach of the charging Milton player. Milton pouncing on any mistake the Lions would make on this day as they steal, waltz in, and put it home. A dominant performance as they lead 5-1. It's almost 6 right here, but the deflection out front flies just over top of the bar. Lions, though, keeping its chin up late in the second. Not the prettiest goal you'll ever see, but they'll take it. In it goes. 5-2 at that point, and that's exactly how this one would finish up. A 5-2 final for Milton. Other game scores from CAF Supergroups to tell you about. In the under-13s, CAQ over Burlington big time by an 8-0 count. In the under-16s, Lions beat Niagara 3-1, and Milton edges past Boost 1-0. Okay, the CAF countdown for this week. The top 5 plays. Number 5, Brampton City's Joseph Bourquier with the quick feet steal shot. Gorgeous. Part of Brampton's win over Jenga in under 13 action. Number 4, Maccabi's Kyle Wimmer from 26 yards out against Chantilly under 16. That baby had eyes. Very nice. Number 3, Toronto Youth's Jake Wimmer against Canadian SC with the sublime header. Very nice. In it goes. And number 2, under 20 now, Jacob Fasciano of Mississauga breaking ankles and Chantilly's heart in the process with the beauty from the edge of the box in a big United win last weekend. And number 1, same game, United's Jacob Carlos over the wall, top shelf, picture perfect. Take another look. Beckham would be proud. Gorgeous shot, and that is your CAF play of the week.
And that's going to wrap things up for this week. A full slate of games are taking place this weekend. Just remember, you can always head to cafsoccer.com to keep up to date regarding all the events with the Canadian Academy of Football. And of course, all the social media outlets are there to check out as well. Thank you so much for watching, folks. We'll see you next week for more CAF TV.